This is still Donald Trump's party. The federal criminal indictment did nothing, changed absolutely nothing in this. And in fact, from when we first tested the Republican primary matchup in April to today, Donald Trump's lead is nearly doubled. He had a 15-point lead over Ron DeSantis in a multi-candidate field. In April, it is now ballooned to 29 points. He's now over the 50% mark.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So, I think there's a lot of things that we can say about Governor Ron DeSantis, but I don't think anyone who's looking at any of this objectively could ever say that the guy is afraid. He's not backing down, whether it's debating and actually pretty well destroying Governor Gavin Newsom in a debate that really didn't even have to happen, or whether it's continuing to go on and challenge and be challenged by these mainstream liberal media hacks that only want to destroy him. He just keeps going. The man is not afraid. He has been putting himself out there, right? And he was on Meet the Press this last weekend, and he got asked a pretty tough question, right? He didn't like it, but he answered it. And I'm going to show you guys, but before I show you this, I just want to say, I know a lot of people on the channel, you really don't like Ron DeSantis. You guys think he wasn't loyal to President Trump when he decided to run. And I get it, but the good thing about being conservatives, especially on a conservative channel, we don't have to all agree on anything, really. That's actually what makes it all work. But, I actually full disclosure, I happen to be a Ron DeSantis fan, a pretty big Ron DeSantis fan. I think he's an amazing governor, and I think he's an even more impressive conservative. Now, no one's perfect, but the guy is a leading conservative, whether you like him or not. And I also think that whether you do like him or not, he's going to play a pretty major part in both the party's and the country's future, right? And honestly, the way I look at this whole loyal or disloyal to Trump thing, everyone says Ron DeSantis should have waited for 4 years, right? But here's the thing. I believe, and I'm positive that Ron DeSantis believes this as well, we don't have 4 years to wait. We have got to win in 2024. We cannot survive another 4 years of this slow walk towards socialist freaking death that we've been experiencing through the first 4 years of Joe Biden. We can't. So I think, honestly, that has got to be why he decided not to wait. I don't think we can fault him for that. He's right. We don't have another 4 years to wait. And I also don't think we can fault him for truly believing that he's the best man for the job. That's exactly the kind of person that we need. We need guys who believe that they are the best people for the job. Otherwise, what's the point? I don't want people that run for president when they think they're the third or fourth best option. That doesn't make sense. So, regardless of where the primaries shake out, obviously Donald Trump is going to win the nomination. And when that happens, I really think we'd be foolish if we dismiss or degrade how we view Ron DeSantis as a Republican or as a conservative or as part of the future, because we need a future. With everything that has gone wrong in the recent years, we need a lot more than what 4 more years of Donald Trump can fix. We need way, way more. We need so much more. That's not even going to scratch the surface, I don't think. And all that said, the man that Ron DeSantis said he is turning into an unfortunate disaster in the polls. I mean, even warmongering Karen like Nikki Haley is crushing him in the polls right now. And Kristen Welker from Meet the Press, she's going to make sure that he knows it.
Have now held events in all 99 of Iowa's counties. And yet, former President Trump is still 27 points ahead of you in the state. So, Governor, I have to ask you, are you committed to staying in this race through the Iowa caucuses?
Well, I'll tell you what, doing all 99 counties is a tradition here. It's something that Governor Reynolds advised that I do. And it's a way to, one, show that you're earning people's support. Two, it's a way to hear from real people outside of kind of the media bubble about what's important to them. And then I think, three, it reminds you that at the end of the day, you're a servant. You're not a ruler. And we really believe in servant leadership. So we went everywhere. We showed up. We took questions. And we've been able to build a really incredible organization. We've got over 30,000 people that already committed to caucus for us. We're adding more every day. Of course, we have the endorsement by the great governor here, Kim Reynolds, and, of course, by Bob Vander Plaats, most recently from the Family Leader. So I don't think anyone's ever done an Iowa caucus with this amount of institutions. institutional and grassroots support, and it's only going to build for here. And we look forward to being victorious on January 15th.
So just to be clear, you are committed to staying in the race through the caucuses?
Of course I am. I mean, it's absurd that I wouldn't be. If you look at past Iowa caucus winners and compare to what, people were saying in November with this poll or that poll, it almost never comes out the same way. So we have a great base of support. We have a much wider base of people who are potential caucus goers who believe that I've been a great governor and would be a good president. And we've just got to bring that home when people start to make their decisions, and they will be doing it. But I'll tell you one thing, what people in Iowa and even the other early states, they do not want the media choosing the Republican nominee. They do not want narrative to trump over their decisions. And so I see a lot of resistance on the ground here to some of the things that have tried to be spun, whether it's through polls, whether it's through pundits. And I think that's a good thing. I think you're going to see on caucus night people's voice be heard.
Well, let's talk about the stakes on caucus night. If you don't come in at least second, would you then drop out of the race? How critical is Iowa?
Well, we're going to win the caucus. We're doing everything that we need to do it.
But what if you don't, Governor?
Support.
What if you don't?
And I've said from the beginning, we're going to win. We're going to win the caucus. But even apart from that, there have been people that have won Iowa and not won the nomination, and vice versa. You need to win a majority of the delegates, and so we're committed to doing that through the whole process to win the majority of the delegates. There's a lot of things that happen. I mean, even 2 months ago, the field looked a lot different than it does now. I think the field will look different on caucus night than it does now. So it's a very dynamic situation. Fortunately, we're somebody that has broad support. We're well positioned, and we're going to be able to take it all the way to the end to be able to win a majority of those delegates.
Bottom line, is Iowa do or die for you, Governor?
We're going to win Iowa. I think it's going to help propel us to the nomination, but I think we'll have a lot of work that we'll have to do beyond that. I don't think you take anything for granted, and I do recognize that there have been people that have wanted who've not gone on to win the nomination. I think this year's a little bit different. I think the field is narrowed quicker. I think it's going to narrow even more, and ultimately Republican voters are going to have the choice of Donald Trump, which I think would make the election a referendum on him and a lot of the issues that he's dealing with, or me, and that will be a referendum on Biden's failures, on all the issues in the country that are affecting people, and I'll be able to stand for a positive vision going forward. We have a much better chance if we're doing it with me as the candidate. I'd also be able to serve 2 terms, and I'm more likely to actually get a lot of this stuff done. But those are the choices, realistically, for Republican voters.
Yeah, so you guys see that. I mean, the dude, obviously he's slick. He's real good at not answering questions. But here's the thing. He knows it. Everybody knows it. It really is a do or die primary for not just that campaign, but really all of the campaigns. And I think, honestly, if he finishes anything other than second in Iowa, then it's over. That's the end. The donors are going to flee. They're going to get behind Haley or whoever. The voters in the following primaries they're going to look elsewhere. They're going to, think that Haley's the option. And so the guy, he's got to finish second in Iowa. But anyway, that's just my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And guys, let me know where you think he's going to finish. And what do you think is actually going to happen? Do you think Nikki Haley, what do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.